All right. Welcome back to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Anu, and today we got ourselves a little daily message. So, see what the cards say, and let's get into it. So, yesterday I just made a single message, and I think that was pretty cool because that energy was definitely prominent yesterday, and it's I had a moment of clarity where I just felt like I wasn't even reflecting. I felt like life was reflecting in front of me. So it's like as I was just walking, my life started just like recalling things. And I was just like super grateful, of all the things that I went through. Super grateful for having the understandings that I have. Super grateful for the things that I wasn't grateful for last week. I was super grateful for all the changes I was able to give myself from this weekend. Super grateful for realizing that I'm starting to be passionate again about certain things, and it's just things that I, intuitively care about, but I'm not consciously aware of it completely just yet. So it's like I'm discovering things that I'm supposed to know about myself that I've already known. I just didn't have the conscious awareness at that time. So, I was recalling things when I was 14. That was 20 years ago. So it's crazy to me to think that when I was a 10th grader, again, I was 14 years old in 10th grade, man. And I've taught 15-year-old 8th graders. So it's just, I realized like how much of the star that I really was without even realizing. I still can't even completely fathom all of you know, the life that I bring because people tend to forget that I was the youngest, one of the youngest motherfuckers in the grade. And so I had just turned 17 and like my senior year. So I was a freshman in college at the age of 17. There's some kids like that now, and it's like I'm thinking about these things, and it's just helping me realize like I was really a young buck just trying to live. And now I'm realizing that like I'm trying to teach young people how to live, and those young people are not physically young all the time. A lot of the times it's a mental space. And I'm so good at teaching this. I be impressing the fuck out of myself, man. I be impressing myself so much because like I do things that people can't. And I don't value that shit. So because that's the vibes of today, I want you to try to find something that you think is weird about yourself, unique about yourself, Aquarian about yourself, and go see how other people do it or not. And if they can't do it, that should show you like your value. And so it's not about making a decision, it's about seeing your options. So I was teaching this one student, how to write an argumentative style of essay. And I'm not a basic dude, I always give the extra in between knowledge, and I um I try to incorporate a lot of integrative aspects of higher education. If you're going to eventually do it, I'm just going to start teaching you that shit right now. And when I teach writing, and I have a complete structure that is always there. It slightly adjusts for each theme, but most of the time, whether I'm teaching a second grader, a fucking eighth grader, a graduate, or editing somebody's graduate paper for college, or looking at somebody's thesis or doctoral, I have the structure. And it works. And it's not mine, it's just what I promote. And with this young gentleman, super smart, but all smart kids get moody. And that moodiness comes from them own selves not being able to be intelligent enough about their own sensations, which is why they just do behaviors when they have certain feelings. But they don't understand that they can change that. And so I was teaching him how he's arguing with himself. He claims he's not having fun, but the counterclaim to that is we've done nothing but laugh all day. And so when I tell you need to do your homework, and then you want to feel all bad because you do everybody else's homework and not mine, you got to understand that you're limiting yourself. That's it. You're too smart. I told him, you're too smart to not be able to write to show people how smart you are. But it's not even about showing how smart. It's your creativity and what you're interested in. Nobody will know because you won't ever write it down. So then I had to give him what we call a rebuttal. That is evidence against the claim and evidence against the counterclaim. Both of you shut up. This is what we're about to do. That is the rebuttal. And it's not just countering all the time. It's all about bringing a brand new perspective, like the Two of Cups I just saw. The Two of Cups, it represents two things coming into one thing. That one thing is brand new. That is what a rebuttal is. So the idea is when you're in mental conflict, emotional conflict, physical conflict, energetic conflict, passion, you have to understand the evidence that is established around you to continue yourself moving forward. And that comes with a little bit of practice, but everybody already does it. So it's about practicing being aware that you're practicing something. Focus. So it's hard to focus on things that pop up randomly, but if you were always trying to be prepared for a pop quiz, let's say, it'll be more prominent on your mind, which means you're likely to see it, which means you're likely to attract it. Taking the time to attract the things that you want is so generic in regards to manifesting, but it's pivotal because you're always attracting things to you, even the things that you're unconsciously attracting. The key point is to transform that unconsciousness, to transform that unconsciousness into some kind of conscious focus. Be the counter argument to the lack of focus. So if you're not focusing on something, you actually are. And the goal is to acknowledge what you're actually focused on. So for me, I drank hella coffee yesterday. My mind couldn't focus, and I'm sitting here up at 2 o'clock in the morning just scrolling. And then I wake up at like fucking 5 or 6, and because I'm tired, I just start scrolling again for like another hour or so. And then I like realized, okay, I could have easily just got up, did a video, could have, went outside and went to the park or something. I could have done more things than just sit here and scroll for an hour and a half. So I decided to realize what I was focusing on. And it wasn't anything but enjoying my time. That's it. So whenever I feel obligated, I feel like I'm losing my personal time. That's that introverted hermit mode. That's what it sounds like verbally. I feel like I'm missing out on enjoying myself. But all I did was wake the fuck up. I don't have any obligations. So the idea is, how do I counter my obligation to get up and enjoy my time in this way and be focused on enjoying my time that way? How do I build that habit when I know I have the habits built? How do I tap into the part of me that's already available, ready to be tagged in? You need some kind of competition. You need something outside of you to get your fucking gears going. This is coming from the idea of me finding a solution to a problem with a dude I didn't like at the gym. Come to find out he's the manager, and I was grateful that I had a chance to go in there angry and and harsh and be cold like I normally am, instead of trying to be nice all the time in this situation of being polite in the gym. Nope, I had a problem, went in there, I brought on all my education, like just I was regular, like I was doing business, not in the gym for fun. And I felt good about it, but the point of me telling that story is to say that I still was arguing afterwards. I 100% demolished that whole ego. He understood, don't fuck around with me. I'm actually super smart. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. These are problems. These need to be focused on you. He was like, don't put your phone in my face. I said, bitch, everything that you're saying is being refuted by what I'm showing you on the app. So stop saying stuff to where I need to refute it. The app is doing it. So do not tell me to move my phone if you're going to continue to tell me shit that the phone is saying oppositely. The phone is saying the exact opposite of what you're saying. So don't tell me to move my phone. Take a look and then tell me the problem. Why? And so again, just before, I had to play a submissive role and receive information, and I didn't like the way he was communicating. I'm like, you're a shitty ass communicator. And I got a chance to teach him how to communicate when you got problems, but you still want to be respectful. But again, I caught myself still arguing in the fake made up scenario as if I didn't go in there and squash that shit. I did everything I needed to do, and I'm good for the rest of the year. And it's like, why am I still trying to trigger myself to argue about shit that didn't happen? It's because that outside trigger created the trigger for my own new passions. Again, I wanted to battle. I wanted to fight. I wanted to compete. I wanted to be egotistical and shut some shit down because my ego felt hurt from before. It's like, damn, you just treated me like some trash when all it takes is a simple communication. And then you didn't even want to hear anything upon a situation. Really, fuck you. That's how I felt. But again, because I went in there, I essentially did the same thing professionally. I still had to understand, why am I still trying to debate as if I didn't go in there and win? If I didn't go in there and get what I needed. It's because I didn't actually want that. I just wanted somebody to challenge me. That's it. So, just like the kid who doesn't want to write, to challenge yourself is the idea. So, said all that just to say, try to challenge your own thoughts, your own actions. That's all. So let's see what the cards say, considering that was a long little channeled message. And excuse if I sound a little stuffy. It just got a little cold where I'm at. So, and with my birthday weekend, I was up and then I was drinking and eating bad food. I was eating like a motherfucker. I like to eat. I be eating. And then, been cold. I haven't drank as much water as I needed to, so I've been fixing that. I fasted yesterday pretty much to the end of the day. And didn't fast from fucking alcohol, which is crazy. And I didn't even want the goddamn alcohol when I started fucking drinking it. It was just like, it's still a habit. I can feel it. My body doesn't want it. My mind slightly wants it. Oh, so I guess it's just a habit. So, anyways, feel like I'm ranting, yapping on. All right, what's our overall energy for today? So, overall energy for today. All right. So overall energy is that there's a King of Pentacles who's going to come up and communicate with you. They've been wanting to come up and communicate with you. You've been knowing that this person wants to communicate with you. This person has been trying to communicate with you in the astro, etherical world. But I think you've refused that with the Queen of Swords. I think you've refused that. And so now you're following your intuition still, but you're forcing them to follow their intuition, which is to bring a different kind of communication. So I think this person is expressing themselves a little bit more, and I don't think it's direct. I think they're just doing things to help themselves get out of that challenging state of wanting to be challenged by somebody and just flipping it upon themselves. Yeah. I don't know if y'all heard those honks. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. So yeah, this person loves you and they want to start a family with you. This person loves you so much, but they're afraid that you're going to decline their cup. I think there's a reason why. Again, there's some intuitive reason why you both know that shit would be. Maybe it was collaborations from before. Maybe it's third parties. But the idea, third parties, I think, is really prominent. So I think the issue might be friends, there might be family, might be lifestyle, but there is some kind of wedge in between this person's desire for you, their intuitive feelings for you. It's like this person knows you completely, but they don't know you physically. So it's like manifesting a person who has all of your, your needs, your wants, your ideals, your values, just to be afraid to go talk to their ass. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords energy. Yeah, this person wants to come in and offer you something, but with the Knight of Wands. So this person doesn't really know what the fuck to do. This person doesn't know how to quell their own flames. They don't know how to handle the passion and desire they have for a stranger. They don't get it. They don't understand it. They feel like it's them projecting. But in reality, it's them actually projecting upon themselves what they want from themselves. So it's like it's like the person who says they don't want to have kids, but all the kids love them and they're always taking care of the nieces and nephews. And then they're just afraid to be the mom because of what they've seen or whatever. But the idea is that they would be the best mom ever. They're just afraid to step into that energy. So because of that, I think this person is going to try to offer something, and because they don't know you, but they feel you, maybe they see you, maybe they've seen you online or something, but because this person doesn't know you, they're going to attempt to do something to where they feel like they're trying to connect. Whether you catch it or not, whether you're conscious or not, it's them going to be putting in some kind of effort to be noticed. And maybe it's them just recalling or telling a story or being more personable, but I think the idea is that by them opening up, they're allowing themselves to communicate in a nonverbal way, which is helping them get, control of some of these passions. Tell me about the High Priestess. So this person knows they'll have victory, but again, they're just afraid to take that action. And I think they're afraid to take that action because there's something intuitive that they know that either it's a wedge, or some obstacle, it is some internal thing that they know is a problem or could be a problem. They just don't know how to review the problem or review the solution to that problem. They don't know, but they have faith that it'll be, victorious. They have faith knowing that they feel for you. They have faith knowing that they can offer you something. They just don't have the emotional faith that you'll accept. And I don't think this person understands time. I think this person kind of has the expectation of like, if I offer something, we're getting married tomorrow. Like, I think that's what they have in their mind. They're not appreciating the time in between. The learning stage, the talking stage, the developmental growth, the practice that's not easy, not fun, but is beneficial and valuable, especially when we can see the victory on the outside. This person already has internal victory. They know it. But to do it on the outside is something completely different. So for me, for instance, if I just have to expose myself, there's a point in time where I was pretty financially savvy in things that I would never have thought I would be privy towards. I wasn't taught this information. It just was practiced over time. And it wasn't even like when I was around people who were doing this. This is like getting invested in stocks. I wasn't short selling stocks like they were. And they were making money like 3, 4, 5, even 10K. And I'm like, okay, cool. I was in the long-term investment side. I'm a dividends kind of guy. I like royalties and shit like that, not, short sales. So obviously, you don't make that much money if you're doing shit for a longer time. you make more money over time, not in the immediate. So I think I brought that story up to say how like I've been low key avoiding trying to get back into that mode because I knew it was hard. It was hard. It was challenging. Look, I didn't even know that was down there. It was challenging. But the thing is, said it so beautifully last night. I've heard this before. You've heard this before. Whenever you start over, you're not starting over from scratch. So it's like, why are we always so afraid to start over? I think it's because of wasted energy. I think that's really the case. Excuse me, I gotta blow my nose. Damn. Yeah, I'm using that as a fucking hanky. All right, I feel like I sound better. But I think we are afraid to waste our time. We're afraid to waste our energy. We're afraid to do things over and over. Essentially, we're afraid to get the reps. And I think that the reps are what makes us afraid about the reps is the pain of the practice. And this is why in Resmart Fitness Motivation, our online program, the reason why we focus so much on getting people to find the things that they enjoy doing is because of that practice pain. Nobody wants to always do something that's painful and hard until they have to, and then it just become normalized. It's not, they never shifted into I enjoy this. It shifted into I can handle this. I think this person does not want to do that. I think that's probably the obstacle. Just like for me to like reestablish myself financially in a new way, I'm afraid low key, but I'm really afraid to go get the help from people because I'm afraid to have a connection that breaks down like it did before. Again, all of those previous friends who I was doing investments and stuff with, all the previous friends who I was creating things with, all the previous friends who I was in the gym with, I was always doing these things with people, and now I've been forced to do it with myself, and I'm comfortable doing it by myself, but now it's the time to go do it with people again, and I'm low-key scared. So I think this person has a similar aspect. And it's funny that I'm just keep saying this as a person. I think this person may have been married, may have had kids, may have been in a long-term commitment, may have been in a relationship where business and personal things, coexisted, and that kind of fucks shit up. I think this person has just traumas. And this trauma, it's time to try again. And I don't think this person really wants to, but intuitively, inherently, they fucking want it. But again, they're waiting on something. I don't know what they're waiting on. It looks like, like if it was my situation, I feel like it's like a person is waiting on me to reestablish my finances, and then they want to come in, but I don't think it's like that for everybody. I think maybe it's communication. It might be simply, asking for a date, asking for a partnership. It might be something so simple, but, due to this Page of Pentacles energy, but I don't think it's something really that small. Maybe it's a seed that'll grow into something huge, and you kind of know that, so you're afraid of it. It's like a dude looking at a girl and be like, nah, I can't date her. I'm gonna fall in love. That's the kind of energy. I think girls do the same thing in a similar way. Oh no, he'll fuck up my life. I think that's what y'all say. But as a guy, the understanding of what I want, it comes pretty easy. But sometimes that's short term, sometimes that's short lived, and it's not a long term vision. A lot of dudes have some kind of long term vision, but they don't give a fuck about the steps because they're going to get there eventually. So, this little dynamic of like knowing what to wait for, knowing how to wait, not just waiting, knowing how to wait patiently, but then actively, knowing how to put yourself in a position to where you can follow your intuition, which is leading you to victory. You can be abundant in yourself, which is leading to complete happiness. But you can communicate things that you want or that you need to. So, I think this person has a lot to ponder, but I don't think they really want to. I think they've done it enough, so they'd rather just give some shit. And if they give something, you might be patient, or you might analyze it, or you might question it. But I don't know why you're going to question it when right behind you is abundance and love and happiness and victory. So, I don't know. Let me get another clarify for all of this. Oh shit. So didn't mean to do that. The devil came out. Ace of Pentacles came out. Then the Nine of Pentacles with all of these fell out. This quick energy says moving towards somebody who's abundant and stable in themselves, so they're afraid because they don't know what they can offer you. I think this might turn into a business partnership. Yep, I think this person is afraid to approach you because they love you and they will love your work. But this love has turned into low-key some kind of obsession, and I don't know why they're obsessed when they're afraid. I think they're afraid of their ability to become obsessed with you. Again, damn, if I date this person, they're going to fuck my life up. Some girls be like, I'm ready for him to fuck my shit up. You know, some dudes be like, I don't give a fuck. All the red flags. You know, that's what I feel like. But I'm getting the impression that these things are just all mental from the past. These are experiences that one has had, just like when I was a stock investor, you know, buying a bunch of dividend stocks versus my friends who were, you know, short-term investors looking to make sales, you know, as quickly as they can. I think this person has a chance to really try to view you in a new light, and they're trying to, but I think what you bring into them is going to be way beyond, because they don't see the other side of you because they're not there to. So it's like a work employee or coworker finding out some new information about you, and they never would have thought that you would be interested in those topics. Like me, I told somebody the other day that I'm into spirituality, astrology, and I do cards. And I just said it nonchalantly, like, yeah, I'm super into it. What? You really? Yeah, I know a whole bunch about it. I teach people on it. And she was like, what? And I was just like, yeah, man, know every goddamn thing about this part. Ask me anything, you know. And it's funny because that same day, like, I guess I offended her with some of the words that I was saying to her, but I was just saying basic shit. She was making excuses that I was trying to take up, like, her time, and she didn't have the time to explain shit. I said, ain't nobody stopping you. Go ahead and do what you need to do. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not happy. I got these problems that I'm trying to get solved, and you telling me you don't have the time. There's two fucking kids here. Walk that nigga the fuck over and come the fuck back. What? Like, why is this even being told? But then when I said go ahead and go, she gave me a look like I was crazy and then proceeded to explain herself. Don't fucking talk to me about your explanation. Talk to me about the problem if you gotta go somewhere so fucking fast. So again, it just, to me, it just was crazy how one thing turned into another. And I think that's kind of the situation where they feel like if they do something, it'll be misunderstood, and then there'll be a fight or an argument, and then there'll be separation again. I think that's what this obsession for the devil is. It could simply be a Capricorn, again, fell on top of the King of Pentacles. But with this devil card, with the Ace of Pentacles, I'm really feeling like this is something that, like, they've been working on, and they're scared to share it. It's like a girl having a dog and then never having a boyfriend, and then she get a boyfriend, then the dog doesn't like the boyfriend because the dog never been around dudes. That's it. Like, and so that inherent problem is coming with this. My mindset is never going to change with that situation with that lady at work. Like, what? Never going to change. Why? Because I didn't do anything outside of my normal scope. And if she is seeing something different, that means she's perceiving differently. But me, I'm doing the same shit that I do with everybody. So if you see me happy, I'm doing the same thing as if you see me not happy. I'm exuding the energies that I need. But that shit came off completely different because I got a different goal. I'm not here to sit here and make people happy. I'm here to get answers for this fucking problem. Excuse me. So, because I'm here to try to get answers to this problem, I think this person doesn't, they just don't know this part of you. That's it. I don't think they know this side of you, and they want to offer it to you. They feel like it's going to lead to this victory. They're following their intuition, but again, I just think they're going to be in for a surprise. Maybe this is the shadow side of you, or maybe it's the shadow side of them. I just know that they feel a little crazy. But let's get our final message. Okay. Our final message says 10 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and Hierophant. That's the final message, bro. That's crazy. So ultimately, it looks like this is going to lead to long-term established something. And this something is going to change the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like you get together, you partner up, you create the family, you create the business, you create the love. The Wheel of Fortune turns for both of you. And what is turning? Your spiritual practices, your day-to-day connection with yourself, day-to-day connection with the world. You guys are going to connect and then connect with others. That's what this seems. This is what this is saying to me. This is simply saying that if this person takes action, it's going to give you both everything that you want for the long term. And I think more importantly, it's going to allow you to step into your spiritual, authority, both of you. I think it's going to give you both a chance to really like appreciate all the things that you do, because you'll finally have a person who's aware enough to appreciate all the things that you do. It's not just being a polite person. Someone knows the motive behind your politeness. They see the battles that you're fighting and going through when you're actually being nice to people in the world, when you're allowing people to, do certain things to you and then you turn the left cheek kind of vibe. It's the strength of your own spiritual nature is going to be established, and it's going to have a reservoir. And I think this reservoir is going to be infinitely abundant, because not only will you have the stable aspects behind it, the practicality behind it, you'll have the cups on top of each one too. And so you should know by now, when these two cards come out together, this is emotional fulfillment, like realized. I do this because I do yoga because it makes me feel better. I I eat this food because I enjoy it and it makes me better. I do this hobby because I enjoy it and makes me, feel strong. I volunteer at this place because I hate doing it, but I need to practice, cultivating that energy. That is what this 10 of cups and 10 of pentacles energy is to me. It's having the desire, the emotion, the passion with a practical plan of action. So I think this is what you guys are giving each other. If this person decides to step up, I think one of you guys is willing already. I think the other person knows you're so willing, which is probably the fear that they bring. But once whoever gets over that obstacle, the wheel of fortune will turn and you guys will step into your power together. So go love on each other forever and ever. And I'll see you next time. Peace.